7 games, 4 league wins, 2 cup wins, and just the 1 draw. Cardiff City could not have dreamt of a better start to their League One season, and Barry Murphy has played an absolute blinder so far. When he was appointed, we went through all the possible ways that this could shake out, and the best case scenario is playing out in front of our eyes. Is it sustainable? Are Cardiff genuine title contenders? Could they go straight back up? Let's look at the stats and the vibes behind Cardiff's great start to the season so far. When we talk about the best case scenario playing out in front of our eyes, what do I actually mean by that? There are aspects of the on-pitch and aspects of the off-pitch, but all the best things that Cardiff would have hoped for when appointing Barry Murphy seem to be going very well. First and foremost, his ability to develop youth players, young players, give opportunities to players and improve players, starting with those academy graduates that have been sparkling so far this season, having been given an opportunity that not many managers would have given them, and being placed into a side where their strengths are being highlighted and any weaknesses they have are not being too exposed at an early stage in their career. I'm talking about Capaccio at right back. I'm talking about Lawler at centre back. Joel Colwill as well, now a contributor to the first team. And of course Kian Ashford and many, many more. It's been fantastic to see young Cardiff City Academy players playing, giving their all and performing well in a good winning Cardiff City side. It is what every fan wants for their team. But one thing I love is that it's not just the young players. There are senior players as well that some managers might have frozen out. They might have caused problems. We're talking about players like Callum Chambers, Chris Willock, Callum Robinson. Barry Murphy hasn't just guaranteed these guys starts because they're senior players, because they've played at a higher level, because they're on bigger wages than young players, and therefore it's beneficial for the club for them to play. He hasn't gifted them anything. He has provided them opportunities when they've earned them, but when younger players are in a better position, when they've trained better, he has started them over these senior players. And I think that's been really healthy for competition. I think it's been healthy for just a positivity around the place. And senior players knowing that if they want to be a part of this, they need to work really hard too. And already in the case of Chris Willock winning the game against Luton, we're starting to see those senior players respond in the same way that the young players very clearly have responded to Barry Murphy's decision-making, tactics and man management. Then I think we've got to talk about style of play, because before Barry Murphy had managed a game in the league, we wondered how much would this look like his Rochdale side. Lots of possession, not actually a particularly efficient attacking team, and quite wobbly defensively. How much would he have learned from years working under Pep Guardiola, Enzo Maresca? And the truth is, it is an advance on that style, but it's still got the same bones about it. And I really want to know if Cardiff City fans are enjoying the tactical style specifically. Not just the fact that the team are winning, but what about the style of play? What about how you watch Cardiff build attacks and build in possession? Because they have the highest possession percentage in League One. They've played the most successful passes. They've played the most passes in the attacking third. And crucially, at this stage, after 5 games in the league, they're doing really well turning that territory into shots and into goals as well. And they're doing so in quite a variety of different ways, in that they can get the ball out wide, and they do have Salek in the middle, fantastic target for crosses, but they're not just relying on that to be their source of goals. Ruben Colwill has been crucial in this. He is sparkling, playing with such confidence and showing his talent on the pitch week in, week out, taking on that responsibility, particularly in the final third. Loads of touches, loads of chances being created by Colwill, and goal threat as well. He is gluing it all together, knitting it all together. And there is a concern for me that if Colwill was to be injured, would there be an equivalent player that could keep things ticking over nicely in the final third, or would we see a little bit of a drop off on that front because of his quality in that role? We will have to find out. But so far, you have to say that the possession-based style has been a great success, not only in terms of Cardiff City's attacking play, which has been good, but possession styles are also defensive in their mindset. If we have the ball, you do not have the ball. We keep the ball far away from our goal. You've got further to travel when you win it back off us. But it's not a given, of course. You can leave yourself very exposed on the counter-attack. So how are Cardiff City doing when it comes to out of possession, when it comes to defensively? really, really well, because what works well when mixed with high possession is a really good high intensity pressing style. And Cardiff City, as per Opta, have the lowest PPDA number in League One so far this season. That is passes per defensive action. In very basic terms, how many passes does an opposition team string together before a Cardiff player puts a foot in, wins the ball back when they lose possession and Cardiff win the ball back, or potentially give away a free kick or foul, break up the play? How disruptive are they to the opposition? So far, very, very impressive. They have got the second most high turnovers, winning the ball back high up the pitch, and the most high turnovers that have ended in shots at goal. So not only are they disrupting the opposition very well in terms of the opposition build-up, they're also very good at turning those turnovers into chances. And some high possession teams can be a bit soft defensively because they can be exposed with a high line and with a lot of bodies at the top of the pitch. Is that the case with Cardiff so far? Absolutely not. They haven't conceded many chances at all on the counter-attack, which I thought might be a concern. They've only conceded the one goal from the penalty spot, and they've not been perfect. They've not been flawless. They've got a lot to thank Nathan Trott for, who since he's come in hasn't conceded a goal so far. They should recognise they're probably fortunate not to concede a goal against Luton, and that was mainly down to Luton's poor finishing. So this defensive record is not going to last forever, but I still think in terms of the underlying numbers, in terms of what they're doing, it is still very impressive. In terms of opposition XG per shot, Cardiff stand out in League One. That means the shots their opposition are taking are lower quality on average than anyone else in the league. That reflects very well on Cardiff City's defensive structure and the way that they are playing. Teams finding it difficult to pierce Cardiff's back line and get clear shots at goal. We've talked about Ruben Colwill, and it's fantastic to see, albeit at a lower level than the Championship where he's previously played, a manager completely unlocking his talents, creating a system that gets Colwill on the ball a lot in the attacking third, and he's proving himself. The second most chances created in League One from open play this season, a massive goal threat too, as we've seen, both from open play and particularly from set-piece situations. The second most progressive carries in League One this season. So different ways of getting the ball up the pitch and into dangerous attacking areas. Certainly passing is the obvious one, but when you have someone like Colwill who can get the ball and carry it, not only does he get you up the pitch, but he has to draw attention, not just from his opposite man, but generally he's going to need a double team. He might even need 3 defenders to come and close him down to stop his progress. That opens up space for the other attacking players, and that's where we'll see in particular the wide players benefiting from that. Josef Salek, well, he hasn't scored a ton of goals so far, but I think we can be fairly confident, given his ability, given the way the teams are playing, that Salek is likely to go on a run at some point and put together a streak of 3 or 4 goals in the space of a month. Perhaps that'll be the month of September. He seems happy and enjoying his football under Barry Murphy, and that's huge for the club. Lastly, as mentioned, it's not just about the young players, is it? Ryan Wintle has been absolutely fantastic, and similar to Colwill, this is a case of a good player who has some strengths and some weaknesses to his game, being put in a role that completely highlights his strengths and doesn't focus too much or doesn't expose his weaknesses too much. For me, that is the sign of good management. That is the sign of a good tactical setup. So the big question, will we see Cardiff sign any players between now and the end of the window on Monday night? Honestly, I have no idea. I don't really understand why there hasn't been a single player signed. If Barry Murphy is unhappy with the situation, A, he is doing a very good job not letting that on, and B, he is certainly doing a very good job getting on with the job at hand, focusing on those within the building and building a fantastic team without needing new blood. Now, if they can buy some targeted additions in this time and add them to this squad in key areas of the pitch, perhaps another wide attacker or two, for example, you have to be very excited about how this team will go. Can they keep the good vibes going and be sitting even prettier at the top of League One in a week or two's time? We want to hear from Cardiff City fans in the comments. How much are you enjoying this season? Tell us about the style of play. Is this how you like to see your team play? Would you like to see them play in a different way? It would be fantastic to hear from you in the comments. We're covering all Welsh sports on dragonsports.co.uk, and on this channel our job is to cover Cardiff City, Swansea City, Wrexham and Newport County as well. Subscribe to the channel for future videos and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.